We are 2 minutes away from the men's final here. We have an update for you on the women's other semifinal. It did go to 3, and we have the victors, Everett.
Yeah, Altamar and Hammer took that set 15-12 over Bukovic and Woolley, so they'll be heading off to the final against the champions that we saw here on the live stream of Arcevic and Machkowski. But before that, we have the men's gold medal match here.
Ontario
Grant O'Gorman, S.Pedlow against Andrew Hinchey.
And we have the two teams of S.Pedlow and Grant O'Gorman. S.Pedlow wearing the green shorts, his partner Grant O'Gorman with the green tank top. And their opponents in the black tank, Andrew Hinchey and his partner R.Vandenburg. No, I won't call you Randy ever again. Everybody else will, but not me. Ready to start.
Here we go again,
Andrew Hinchey at the service line.
Go at the Ontario Championships. Andrew Hinchey will get ready to serve. Hinchey Vandenburg, of course, kind of an anomaly team. 2 left-handed players. As that one's tipped over by O'Gorman to start. Nicely handled there by O'Gorman on defense.
Pushed to the antenna
and
with
a
the
lefty, but great dig there by
nice shot by
Snake
Vandenburg
on 2.
A little ping over to Phil Dowhauser and his just
1-0.
height and the hand just able to just
Vandenburg Hinchey take the lead. Hinchey
smack it right over deep into the court. Hinchey Vandenburg coming off a win of the second NVL event of the year, and then Sam and Grant, of course, coming off
a great first ever FIVB tournament down in Long Beach.
Grant O'Gorman failing with that sharp cutty.
Managing to take a set off of
Alison and
Emmanuel. Oh,
and that
Grant
time O'Gorman spanks it
big swing
court.
there.
1-2.
And they're finally on the board, trailing by 1.
O'Gorman back to serve.
Nicely handled there by Snake. And Snake,
and
just so big
to go deep cross
and
court.
reaches so well.
Point.
Nice shot there by him.
Vandenburg back to serve.
Of course, when we refer to Snake, we are referring to R.Vandenburg. Do you know how we came across that name?
I do not know. Was it during his time at Ryerson?
I believe it was.
Ooh, a shank pass here.
Sam-Pedlow
gets to it, but unable to control it.
Score now 4-1. Vandenburg Hinchey in the lead in set number 1 of this men's championship final.
And a little bit of a note here: the 2006 OUA title that was won by S.Pedlow and the Queens Gales
was against
the Ryerson Rams and R.Vandenburg. And actually, we have their championship photo.
Big hit by O'Gorman. Hinchey unable to control it. Well positioned. 2 serving 4.
Great swing there by Grant O'Gorman. It was handled by Andrew Hinchey, but it wasn't way too far out of the reach for Vandenburg to chase that one down. Pedlow and O'Gorman, of course, taking down Zubchevsky and Ben in their semifinal. Whereas Hinchey and Vandenburg faced off against Kazmiaka and Grabowski, as that one finds the tape and lands on their own side. So point toward Pedlow or O'Gorman as they trail now only by 1, 3 serving 4.
You know, the first 3 points of Sam and Grant's match against Alison and Emmanuel, Alison just stuffed Grant 1, 2, 3. And he was telling me about it afterwards. He was saying, you know what? After that, and I started getting my shots around him, I realized that I can play at this level. I can play with the best in the world. And so I'm very interested to see as how that mindset coming off of Long Beach transitions back home to the domestic events of the Ontario Championships.
And of course, you know, Grant O'Gorman is only 20 years of age. Born in 1993. We're not talking about some hardened veteran or someone who's been playing a game a long time.
5 serving 3.
He's essentially a newbie to the scene, and he's done exceptionally well this year. We've been saying for a long time that this team of Pedlow O'Gorman is one to watch, and they've proved it to us this year. as O'Gorman puts that one through Vandenberg's block
And
and gets the
calls on
point.
the lift. 4 serving 5.
They've
O'Gorman
closed
at the service
the
line.
gap to 1 point now as Grant O'Gorman continues to serve.
Opting to spin serve. And nicely handled by Hinchey now. Here's Hinchey. Oh, putting that one
time
just
Hinchey
out of
missing with
bounds.
the cross-court
We're
hit,
tied up.
and we are tied.
And we're all tied
Tied
up
up
at
at
5.
five.
Andrew Hinchey is actually the head coach of the men's volleyball program down at Durham College.
Ah, a rival of yours.
A rival of mine. One of only 3 teams this year to beat us.
How is that not a double?
Great recovery by
How is that not a
Hinchey.
double?
Yeah, and
Pushes the ball
you
off
see
the block.
Pedlow looking towards the ref.
How is that not a double? I am confused. It went off his forearms and then into his face. You can
Oh,
tell because it knocked his hat off.
Actually, that is allowed. Yeah, you can actually, it is not counted as a double if it hits you in the face after passing. Oddly enough.
Well, people should be playing it off their face more often. And by people, I mean me, because I can't pass.
Ball served out.
That's why we do this.
6-6. Pedlow back to serve.
Back to the game. Now we're all tied up at 6 in this men's finals of the Ontario Championships. It's been a beautiful day of volleyball. Beautiful weekend here in volleyball. Oh, wow. Great dig.
S.Pedlow gets to it. And Grant
Oh.
puts
And
it
after a
just
great
long.
dig,
long.
O'Gorman sails the ball out. Point Hinchey Vandenberg. 7 serving 6.
I'd like to welcome all of you who are joining us for the men's final here of the Ontario Championships down at Ashbridges Bay in Toronto. It's 22 degrees Celsius. Great day for volleyball. The wind has died down a little bit earlier.
Oh, Grant
Just
O'Gorman
out.
swinging hard.
And Hinchey unable to
Hinchey getting the
control that
touch,
big
but
hit by
over the
O'Gorman.
net and out the back.
7-all.
We're tied up, and we're tied up at 7 here.
I gave the point to the wrong team on the scoreboard 2 points ago.
We're probably a lot more candidly honest than most announcers.
Yes, that's what we do. We bring the truth.
Oh, and a great
dig,
touch
and he's
there
got to
by-
put it over because
Spectacular dig by O'Gorman.
Great job there by O'Gorman to get to that ball.
Sam
and-
just puts it a little too much
Just
arc in
misses
that
the baseline
roll
with that.
Oh,
shot.
that's a very tough
Roll
shot for him
point.
to make.
Vandenberg Hinchey. And they're leading in set number 1, 8-7.
8-7 here for Snake and Hinchey, or Vandenberg and Hinchey, rather.
And R.Vandenburg playing from Ryerson University, my alma mater, the Rams. The right side there.
Oh, a
Well
swatty
blocked
there.
by Vandenberg.
Showing his height and athleticism.
Yeah,
is
Hinchey's
absolutely
pumped up about that one,
denying.
too.
9-7.
Yeah, now Vandenberg back to serve now for this team.
He's got the wind going into his face.
And he will opt for the spin serve. Oh,
Big
and that
serve
one
by
was
Ryan
beeline for the
Vandenberg.
corner. Almost like a homing missile
10
there.
serving 7. And
We have a
timeout
timeout
of the court
call.
called by Pedlow and O'Gorman.
Grant
They're
O'Gorman
down
calls a
in set number
timeout
1 by a
As
score
they
of
trail
10
by
to
3,
7.
7-10. So we're going to take a timeout ourselves.
Yeah, before we do, we mentioned
Oh, yes.
the 2006
Yes.
Queens Gales with S.Pedlow on it, who defeated Ryan Vandenberg for that title. That we would have a photo for you of them, and you know. You can see
S.Pedlow there.
S.Pedlow as well as current indoor national team middle blocker Adam Simak.
Funnily enough, when S.Pedlow joined the Queens Gales, he was a 6'6" setter. And ended up playing so a little bit of right side and a little bit of left side, and ended up his career at Queens as a middle.
And ready to go here.
do
in set
everything,
number
folks.
1
He can do
of this
everything.
Men's Ontario Championship final.
Right now, him and his partner Grant
Ryan
O'Gorman are
Vandenberg
trailing
and his partner
by
Andrew
3.
Hinchey
Are we seeing the
as
jet
for
lag
10
getting back to
7.
them right now?
Ryan Vandenberg back to serve.
If my body is any indication, yes. Thank you to Brenda Willis for that photo.
And that's
And that serve by Vandenberg is long.
We always had a
8
rule
serving 10.
when we played. You are not allowed to miss a
Pedlow
serve
back
after
to
a
serve.
timeout.
And how often was that rule followed?
That rule, if it wasn't followed, practice started 30 minutes earlier the next day.
Oh,
Grant
great
runs
dig
down
there.
that roll.
Oh,
And
pushes
works.
through the block
O'Gorman
of Vandenburg.
Uses those
Pushes the
Grant
ball through the
O'Gorman
block.
muscles.
Flexes the muscles. 9 serving 10.
I'd like to say hi to all of you joining us in the recent minutes on the live stream. If you're in Toronto, you should come down in person. A little late for the men's final now, but unless you live around the corner.
But the women's final still to come at
And
4
that time
p.m.
O'Gorman missing with his line shot. 2-point advantage. 11 serving 9. Vandenburg and Hinchey leading. Andrew Hinchey back to serve.
Vandenburg and Hinchey up by 2, leading 11-9 as Hinchey goes to serve. Nice float serve by him. Handled nicely by O'Gorman. And O'Gorman putting
And
that
again,
one
O'Gorman
out.
missing with his
Big
shot.
strong shot by him.
Score
Landing just
12-9.
out.
We have a technical timeout in set number 1.
All right, it is time for the first technical of the men's final of the Ontario Championships down in Ashbridges Bay. We will be leaving you shortly, and we'll come back in a moment. Take care.
We are back here after the technical timeout at the Ontario
ready to resume
Championships.
action.
And
12-9,
Andrew
Hinchey,
Hinchey and
Vandenburg
Ryan
leading.
Vandenburg lead Grant
Here comes
O'Gorman and Sam
O'Gorman.
Pedlow here in the first
Hinchey
set.
at the service line.
12-9. Andrew Hinchey will be serving for the team of Hinchey Vandenburg. Gorgeous day down here at Ashbridges Bay. A bit windy, but the wind has died down since the semifinals. Great
And
shot there by
O'Gorman
Grant
with a
O'Gorman.
sharp
Underneath the
cross-court
block of
shot.
6'10", Ryan Vandenburg.
10 serving 12.
You know, Ryan and Andrew are coming off a win of the second NVL event of the season. The NVL is a domestic beach volleyball tour down in the United States.
A serve
As
by
Grant
O'Gorman.
O'Gorman aces that serve, catches the bend line.
Was that the Midwest Championships down in Cincinnati, Ohio?
Yes, it was. It was down in Ohio, and that is the second event of the year for the NVL. They don't have many tour stops, but it is the second time a Canadian team has won. The first win on the first NVL event was by former Olympian Josh Binstock and his new partner, Sam Schachter.
Oh, great dig there by Hinchey, and he's going to have a chance to swing here.
Sam Pedlow says no and denies it at the net.
Yeah, that set there by Ryan Vandenburg, not
No
very
room
good
for
in
Hinchey.
transition, putting
And we are
Hinchey nice
tied,
and
12 all.
tight. And Sam Pedlow doing what he does very, very well and shut the door. O'Gorman continuing to serve here. Finally whistled in. Oh, it's kept alive.
And
It's
good
good.
play.
Wow,
O'Gorman
what a
and
play
Pedlow.
there. Pedlow getting the touch, Grant with the dig, and Pedlow shoveling it over.
And
And
they
it
jump in
falls
the
for
lead.
the point
13-12.
as they take
Timeout
the
on
lead,
court called by
13-12.
Vandenburg and Hinchey.
Great job by
did
them.
not like that change in momentum.
And they'll be taking a timeout, and as they are, we will as well. We will see you in about 30 seconds here at the Ontario Championships. And we are back at the Ontario championships. Grant O'Gorman and Sam Pedlow leading 13-12. And Sam
Pedlow rips
There we
it.
go. That's the first big one we've seen from him today. Usually opting to
And
go with the
looks at
easy
Pedlow.
roll over top, but nicely done there by Sam Pedlow.
14-12.
Increases the lead to 2 points here in the first set.
And Snake and Hinchey better, you know. Oh, and
not that
Snake,
time.
or sorry,
Hinchey.
Hinchey.
Responds.
Yeah, the big hit
Right.
by himself.
Left-handed hit
Just
right
past
to
the
the
block
right
of
of the
Pedlow.
block of Sam Pedlow.
13 serving 14. Vandenberg at the service line.
Now Ryan Vandenburg back to serve. 6 foot 10 inches, formerly of Ryerson University.
Go Rams.
Oh, Grant
And
O'Gorman.
O'Gorman rips it cross court.
You know what? I have no problem with these teams just, you know, trading big hits like
15
that.
serving 13.
It makes for some great volleyball. The fans are impressed. We have a great fan base down here at Ashbridges Bay. If you are in the area, you need to be here.
Grandstand is pretty much full, but there's plenty of room around the court to watch.
The pizza offer still stands. Nobody has taken me up on the pizza offer.
Oh, nice dig there by O'Gorman. And it's kept
Is it
alive.
over? Will it be that?
Oh.
A little bit too
Nice
far.
dig by
and
O'Gorman.
Ryan Vandenburg takes care of that, just easily putting a down
Well,
ball
they need
right
to
to
keep
the
the ball
back
on their
of the court.
side, and Vandenberg puts it away
Grant
for the
O'Gorman.
point.
We're not used to seeing Grant O'Gorman blocking up the net, preferring obviously to stay on
14
the
serving
sand
15.
playing defense, but
Hinchey at the
put up a
service
decent
line.
block there. Pedlow, you know, it's sprawling into the sand for that one. We keep trying to keep that ball alive. I have to wash off his glass a little. Now here's Hinchey with the serve. Oh,
serve
and it's
by
a great
Hinchey.
serve.
We are
Ace
tied
And
up.
we are tied, 15 all.
15s, we are back tied. The crowd is getting
And the
pumped.
crowd goes wild.
Crowd getting into it.
Next up in the female ATU championship, Tier 2 division, match report 38.
It's a little stride jump serve there.
Mm-hmm.
Just missing.
Just out there, and
And Hinchey and
Hinchey and
Vandenberg back in
Vandenberg
the
are
lead.
taking the lead.
That's it. You can applaud. As I indicated, this is not tennis or golf. You can applaud. You can go crazy. You can scream.
oh,
no
wow.
question about
Grant
that one.
O'Gorman
O'Gorman
not shying away
spanks it
from that
cross
one
court.
there as he does well.
16 all.
Ties it all up at 16 with a big hit there from O'Gorman.
If you want to stay updated or contact us, you can follow the OVA on Twitter. We're OVA_updates. And Sam Pedlow.
Oh,
Ryan
hit.
Vandenburg using his.
Oh, dug there by
great
O'Gorman. We continue here.
Nice
Oh,
work
The
by
cross line
O'Gorman.
shot, O'Gorman puts it away after Ryan Vandenburg sprawled out with all 6 feet 10 inches to get that dig on the
17 serving
overpass.
16.
yeah, great job there by
O'Gorman
Vandenberg.
serving.
But even better job by O'Gorman there to finish off that rally. And they take the lead. 17-16
He
here.
has the wind at his back. Grant O'Gorman back to serve.
He will probably be float serving.
He does opt for the float, as
To
many of
Hinchey.
our athletes have when they've been on this side.
Oh.
And Hinchey catches a
And the
piece of
touch
the block
just getting out of Grant's hands. He can't
out of the reach of the defense. 17 all.
get his hands on that one to
Vandenberg back to
pass.
serve.
You can, I'm sure, hear the wind in the background. The ball is under our desk somewhere. We are unfamiliar where this ball is. It is being
Whoa.
a very bad toss there with this wing, and Sam Pedlow
And
taking advantage
Pedlow
of
high
that.
off the block for the point. Big hit, big scream, and we're leading 18-17. O'Gorman Pedlow.
That was
with the
a
side
bit
serve.
of a good job by Ryan Vandenberg to keep that one alive.
Yeah, absolutely. When you have a toss like that, the wind is such a factor. You know, our colleague here next to us, Orsa, who's on the mic announcing, I'm sure you've heard him in the background, was looking it up, and his 20-kilometer-an-hour winds coming in Toronto today from the south.
That's a
Oh, an
big
ace
serve.
there by
Big
Sam
ace.
Pedlow.
19 serving 17. They have increased their
19
lead to
serving
2
17.
points.
Yeah.
Pedlow O'Gorman. This
They
is
only
set
need
number
2
one.
more to close out this set.
Here's Pedlow again with the spinner. Another great one, but nicely handled there by Snake. Oh,
That's a
and
great
Ryan
set
Vandenburg
by
doing
Andrew
well that
Hinchey.
time.
And his partner Vandenberg makes sure of it, rips it cross court. 18-19. Hinchey serving.
Andrew Hinchey now, head coach of the Durham Lords.
S.Pedlow taking, it looks like the corner of the court got pulled out.
Where's Beach Crew Mike? Oh, no.
There's some quick court repairs. And we're
S.Pedlow
ready to go.
can do everything. He can play volleyball and he can set up the court.
Well, I would hope so.
Oh, kept alive.
Sam S.Pedlow does a smart play and rolls it over the block.
S.Pedlow.
By the looks of it,
It looked like he wanted to crush it.
Well,
He wanted to crush it.
O'Gorman,
You know,
S.Pedlow.
he's been working on his
Set
muscles
number
ever
one,
since
Grant
bench
O'Gorman
pressing
stepping
you
back to serve
at the
for the
OVA
set.
Grand Slam. But now he opts for the smart play.
And now it's set point for Pedlow O'Gorman. Oh, and a great dig there by
And Grant
O'Gorman.
convert right here. Hinchey
Dug
with the
up by
dig.
Hinchey. Kept alive there by Pedlow, but kept alive by O'Gorman. Pedlow now. Here's Vandenberg.
That deserves a huge hand. What a great
Vandenberg
rally.
with
The
the
crowd
swing.
is
Spectacular
loving
play by
the
both
rally.
teams. Well-earned point by the team of Vandenberg and Hinchey.
The
19
court got
serving
pulled
20.
out again. They're fixing the lines. People are going crazy.
Yeah, that was a long rally. Great digs by Hinchey. Great, outstanding digs
There's
by
Mike.
Grant O'Gorman as well. And there's Beach Crew Mike. For those who don't know Beach Crew Mike, he is the
And
workhorse
some quick
of the beach.
court repairs by
Out down here at
our
Ashford's
crew
Bay.
chief, Mike the crew chief.
And now
He's the
we
best in the world.
still set
We
point
do,
here.
even after that fantastic rally and great point by the team of Hinchey Vandenberg, we do have a set point for O'Gorman Pedlow.
Let's see if they can convert here.
it was
Oh,
Just
off the
out,
block
off
of
the block.
Vandenberg
Oh.
and just out.
And
The first
set number
set
one goes to
to the team
O'Gorman and
of
Pedlow by a
Grant
score
O'Gorman
of
and Sam Pedlow.
21-19.
We will be coming back with the second set here down in Toronto at the Ontario Championships. We are now about to begin the second set of the men's final down in Ashbridges Bay, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Welcome to all of you joining us on the live stream. I am Cameron Kerr.
And I'm Everett DeLorme.
The first set won
And ready to go
by
now.
the
Set
team
number two.
of Grant O'Gorman and Sam Pedlow by a
Serving
score of
to start the
21-19.
set, Andrew Hinchey.
Yep. Andrew Hinchey will start off the second set serving from opposite of us, the farther side of the court.
Great dig by Hinchey, and Ryan cannot get that ball.
And
Over
Vandenberg
the
just
net.
out of reach. And
So-
first point of the set goes to the team of O'Gorman and
Sam and
Pedlow.
Grant.
One serving zero.
Are up 1-0 early in the second. Looks like people are taking our advice and having a little photo session with Canadian Olympian Martin Reeder. He loves a good photo.
Oh, and Hinchey there.
Oh, and
great
Hinchey
swing.
goes cross court. 1-all.
Almost looks like he's, aiming it right at our camera.
Well, he should. that would make for a great shot. I would have to replace a lot of equipment. It would be a terrible thing financially, but it would be hilarious for the
Everyone else but us.
267 of you who have joined us today.
Odd shot there by.
Fade away. Pop.
Oh,
Oh, and it does snag the line.
Great job by Hinchey.
He practices that shot. 2-1. Hinchey, Vandenburg in the lead. Set number 2. Vandenburg back to serve.
That one
Correct.
just out
The
there,
baseline,
the serve
sideline
from
red.
Vandenburg.
Grant O'Gorman gets
And we are
low
tied,
and
2-all.
makes sure that that ball is
S.Pedlow
well out of
back to serve.
bounds and that he does not opt to receive that serve. 2-2. Sam Pedlow opting for the float serve on this side of the court.
Oh, and that one goes through his
And Hinchey finds the hole for the block. Point,
Of course,
3-7-2.
at the same time as Ryan Vandenburg was playing for Ryerson and Sam Pedlow was playing for Queens, Andrew Hinchey, was actually the setter for Western University.
Good call. Ball is out. Point Hinchey, Vandenburg.
Pedlow opted to go with the tomahawk set there, and a bit of a miss set by him, and Grant O'Gorman eventually puts it out of bounds.
Ball sails
Grant
out.
watches that one sail past the
3-7-4.
end line.
Teams changing sides.
We have the first switch of the second set. Of course, we'd like to remind you that the first set won by Grant O'Gorman and Sam Pedlow by a score of 21-19. You can see it on screen now. They are up 1-0. The second set also to 21. We win by 2. Here in Toronto at the Ontario Championships.
Oh, and great just in net, but it's kept alive
Huh?
again. Oh, and
Nice set by
Vandenburg
Hinchey,
off the
and
top of the
Vandenburg
block.
high off the top of the block for the point.
Joust after
Well,
joust after
5 serving.
roll it
three.
off the block and try to regroup, and Ryan Vandenburg says no thank you and puts it off the top of Sam Pedlow's hands and out of bounds for the point. They increase their lead to 2 points. 5 serving 3. And that Grant O'Gorman cut shot
And
rolls along the top of the tape.
Carves the ball sharp cross court for the point. 4 serving 5.
The one-handed jab dig by Andrew Hinchey sails over as an overpass.
Oh,
Sam
great
Pedlow goes
dig.
down the line.
Oh.
Just out of Vandenberg's reach.
Hinchey got the dig, but Ryan Vandenburg could not.
And we are tied. 5-all.
Ties up the score. 5 apiece. Everett, what are you looking for these teams to be doing in the second set to pull away?
One of them just has to take control of their serving game. It's a tough serving game here in the wind. Wind, gusting up to 100, or not 100. Yikes! That would be 20 kilometers an hour at the moment. We saw O'Gorman and Pedlow storm back in that first set to take it. Unfortunately, serves like that will not help your cause here in the men's final of the Ontario Championships. We've got quite the crowd here amassing around the court and in the grandstand. Now here's Grant O'Gorman. Oh, and great job by him off the top of Ryan Vandenburg's block.
6-all.
And we are all tied up at 6 here.
I want to see a double block.
A double block?
Yeah.
Actually,
saw one down in Long Beach where fellow Canadians. That serve goes long.
Sails his ball out.
Point for Hinchey and Vandenburg.
O'Gorman and Pedlow are known for the double block. There's pictures of them from the National Championships last year in Vancouver, where they pulled out a double against Ben Saxon and Christian Redmond.
I heard the story behind that one earlier this week.
Great shot.
Grant was going up at the net for the pokey, and Sam didn't think that he had the reach or the height, so Sam also went up, and they both decided to block at the same time.
1 set to 0 in this best of 3 Ontario Championship final.
The team known for their double block at national championships last year is all tied up here at 7 with Hinchey and Vandenburg. Oh,
And
Grant in
Hinchey
position, but
rips
not
it
able
cross
to
court.
get under that ball to pop it up.
8 serving 7.
Hinchey has such a quick arm swing, quick and fast, and snaps so well with the wrist, and is able to hit so many different angles as being a lefty. Does a great job at just keeping. You really got to stay patient on when defending against Hinchey, and unfortunately that time for Grant, he was nice and patient. Oh,
Big block
but
by
there, Ryan
Vandenburg.
Vandenburg shutting down Grant O'Gorman,
9 serving 7.
and they are going to take the lead 9-7 now. Huge block there by 6'10" Ryan Vandenburg. Being 6'10", of course, that does help things just a bit.
I could block like him if I was 6'10". Maybe then I wouldn't have gotten cut from Ryerson.
Oh, pushing that one through the block, but Hinchey keeps it alive.
Oh, and it does
lands
grab the
in.
line.
Great work again at the net by Ryan Vandenburg.
They've increased their lead to 3
And they
points.
stretch the
It is
lead
10
to 10 to
serving
7.
7. Andrew Hinchey still serving on this run. He's into the win now. Opts for the float.
Oh, but
and
dug up by Hinchey.
Sam
Oh.
Pedlow trying something sneaky to get out of this
Hinchey
point
with a
run,
spectacular
but Andrew
dig,
Hinchey
and the
read
point
it,
streak
go
continues.
the one-handed dig,
11-7.
gets the
Timeout of the
point.
court called by
And they now
Pedlow
lead
and O'Gorman.
11-7, so we're going to have a timeout here called by O'Gorman and Pedlow. So we'll take a timeout as well here from the provincial championship, or the Ontario championships rather. We are back here at the Ontario
And ready
Championships
to go
in
here
the
with set
men's
number 2.
final.
Score 11-7.
Pedlow O'Gorman took the
Hinchey,
first set, but they
Vandenburg
trail
leading.
here in the second, 7-11. Andrew Hinchey back to serve.
Andrew Hinchey's on an excellent serving run here. The backside
And
and
there we
Back set
go.
by
Grant
Pedlow,
O'Gorman
and
sides out,
O'Gorman
and they close the
takes it down
lead.
the line off the block for the point. 8 serving 11.
You know, folks, when we said take pictures with Martin Reeder, we meant actually take pictures with Martin Reeder, not
Find
Take-
someone who's tall and jacked and take a picture with them. Say it's Martin Reeder.
And Andrew Hinchey called on
Yes.
the lift by our first official, Marikey.
As member
There's
of
some dispute.
member and competitor James Battison, who of course played against most of these players as a former York Lion, seems to have been mistaken for Martin Reeder.
But officials don't often reverse their calls, if ever.
I don't think he is
Point stands.
nearly,
9 serving
nearly
11.
I would imagine that the Olympic rings tattoo would give it away.
Oh, and
And big hit by Vandenburg.
Ryan Vandenburg just going over the top there. Not much you
Well,
can do
9,
about
we have
that
a
one.
technical timeout. Hinchey
The technical
and
timeout of the
Vandenburg leading
second
in
set.
number 2. They're down 1 set
Of
to
course,
nil.
Grant O'Gorman, Sam Pedlow won the first set, 21-19, but they're down 9-12. In the second, we will be taking a little break here, and we'll join you soon from Toronto, Ontario, and the Ontario Championships down at Ashbridges Bay.
Coming back from the first technical timeout.
Hinchey Vandenburg leading 12-9.
Hinchey Vandenburg leading 12-9 over Grant O'Gorman and S.Pedlow.
The crowd is getting bigger and bigger. People are hovering around us, wondering why on earth we have a computer at the beach. But it's to bring you lovely folks the live stream as Grant O'Gorman pushes
And
that
O'Gorman
through.
pushes the ball through the block.
The
for
block
the
of
point.
R.Vandenburg. O'Gorman,
10 serving 12.
the more jacked member of our Canadian beach team.
Yep.
And S.Pedlow putting the
Serves
ball
there
into the
by
net.
Pedlow. 13-10.
Oh.
Hinchey serving.
Hinchey to serve, handled nicely by O'Gorman. He's going to swing hard, but that's dug up by Hinchey. But now Pedlow going to swing. Oh, but the tight
And
set
Vandenburg takes advantage of the overset.
used by Ryan Vandenburg to put it down. Pedlow not happy with the call, but
And
I was
unfortunately
going to say,
Unfortunately,
the ball had not
14-10,
crossed the
Hinchey
plane yet,
Vandenburg
but
in the lead.
our first official says otherwise. We have a Melissa Humania Verdez asking us who won the women's side. Melissa, the women's final is up next after this match. It has yet to happen.
oh, kept alive there by S.Pedlow. Put over
bit of
by
ping
Grant
pong
O'Gorman
there.
on the tomahawk, and they get the point.
And O'Gorman Pedlow winning that point. 11 serving 14. O'Gorman serving.
So yes, as I was saying before this amazing point, the women's final will be up next.
And once
S.Pedlow.
again, shut down by
And
S.Pedlow
Pedlow big at the net.
as they get the point back there, and they now trail by only 2.
12-14.
It is 12 serving 14 as Grant O'Gorman goes back to serve for the team opposite of us. Put the lie by Snake.
And again,
And
Pedlow
S.Pedlow
again.
using that reach of his to
controlling the
just
net.
direct the ball away from
13, serving
players
14.
on the court as Ryan Vandenburg was down.
And
We have
time
a
on the
timeout
court called
call.
by Vandenburg and Hinchey.
O'Gorman Pedlow closing that gap. They only trail by
By
one
one.
now.
Mhm.
They take a timeout. We will take a timeout as well here down in Toronto.
For the Ontario Championships.
We are back here with the men's final. After this
And
match,
Rodney
don't
was
go
in
away.
action
The
here on
women's
center
final will
court.
be up.
In set
Well,
number
we've
2,
got Julia
it's
Hammer and
13
Victoria
serving
Altamar who will
14.
take on the surprise team in the finals.
O'Gorman at the service
Upsetting a
line.
few teams along the way, Gabby Machowski and Alex Arcevic.
And serves there by O'Gorman. Score now 15-13.
15-13
Vandenburg Hinchey in the lead.
For Vandenburg
Vandenburg
Hinchey after
serving.
that missed serve by Grant O'Gorman. Nicely passed there by Pedlow.
Out to the antenna.
Oh.
Sam
Great
Pedlow
cross
hits it
court hit by
cross.
Pedlow. Ball
Hinchey
fading
getting a
little bit
touch,
to
but
his
that
left.
one goes way out
But
the
it
back.
I don't know if
Back
Graham
across court for the
or
point.
Grant meant to put that out to the
14,
antenna, or if just the
serving
wind
15.
happened to take it there.
I
but
think it was the win, but
it was a big
nevertheless, Sam
lean
Pedlow
and
did a great
reach.
job. S.Pedlow now serving as they trail by 1. He puts that one
Indeed,
long.
ball is out. 16 serving 14. Hinchey at the line.
Grant watches that float serve from Andrew Hinchey
And
go out of
another
bounds.
service error, 15 serving 16. Grant O'Gorman at the line.
He has the wind at his back. Will most likely opt for the float, as many of the men have been doing. Yes.
Oh, handled by Vandenburg this time. Oh,
And
and he puts
Vandenburg
that
goes
one
high
away.
and cross
No
court for the
mistake
kill.
about it.
17 serving 15.
You know, for the number of people who are here, they're an awfully quiet crowd.
Quite a few casual supporters, I guess. As Ryan Vandenburg goes back to serve.
Just
That spin
missing the
serve goes
baseline.
long.
16 serving 18. Pedlow back to serve.
A lot of side-out point-for-point volleyball today on this court. Short float serve by S.Pedlow.
Oh, and Andrew Hinchey. Oh, I'm not sure about that call
Hinchey
there.
Called on the lift. Point awarded to
Hinchey
Pedlow and
called on
O'Gorman.
the lift.
Score is
It
17
looked to
all.
me as it was a normal block. Cam, what do you think?
I think when Sam pressed, it might have rolled up off Andrew's hands as he was trying to push, trying to maybe wipe off Sam's hands out of bounds. A little tough to tell from here, but that is exactly, it was right in front of our head official, so.
We'll give him the benefit of the
call,
doubt.
The call is final.
Oh,
Andrew Hinchey.
Andrew
with
Hinchey
authority rips
drops
the
a bomb
ball.
on that one.
No lift
question about that
on that play.
No, not
Crowd.
at all.
No need for the official to adjudicate.
Crowd getting a little
that
fired
play.
up here. Here we go. Getting loud.
18-17. Hinchey Vandenburg in the lead.
Oh, great block there by Vandenburg. Ball still alive though, and Pedlow.
Nice coverage by
waiting,
Pedlow.
waiting.
And then he
Chipping it
deposits
over the
down
block
line
of
for the
Vandenburg.
point.
Great
And
job
we are
done by
tied.
him.
18 all.
Yeah.
Set number 2.
Actually, I was talking to
Women's
Sam
Ontario
Pedlow
Championship
in
final.
between his
O'Gorman
semifinal and
and
this
Pedlow
match, and
leading
he was
1
telling me
second to nil.
in the Grand Slam
And
down in
Grant
Long
O'Gorman
Beach,
back to serve.
they really started to realize that they can't play just one style of play. Every team you play against, you have to bring out a different mixture of styles, and that's really what they've been trying to work on ever since the
And
And
feature.
Sam Pedlow gets a
Big
huge
block.
block there on.
By Pedlow.
And
a little bit of a
just-
muscle flex.
And just like the first set, they're taking a late lead here, leading now
19-18.
19-18.
O'Gorman, Pedlow leading. O'Gorman serving.
Now here Grant O'Gorman serving,
Jump serving into the wind now.
handled by Snake. Great set there by Hinchey. Oh!
And Vandenburg
Brian
goes
Vandenburg
high
using all of
and
his
sharp
6
cross
feet
court for
10
the point.
inches to just bury that ball right in front of Grant O'Gorman. We are tied at 19s.
And we are tied 19 all.
All tied up at 19 here. Vandenburg with the serve. Going with the back set to Pedlow. Touched by Vandenburg, but that
Pedlow
one
high off
lands
the
out.
block.
Pedlow.
Point. 2019. Sam Pedlow back to
Sam
serve
Pedlow's been making a lot
for
of
the
smart
set-
plays
for the
recently. He
match for
hasn't
the
been able to
championship.
actually. Go, Everett. Hurry. Hurry. The camera is down. These 20-kilometer-an-hour winds are taking, not for match a point. Just move. We're back. Very successfully. And there it is. Luckily, we kind of caught that play for
Sam
you.
Pedlow, Ontario champions.
Oh, my.
They take set number 2 by a score of 21-19. Let's give both teams a nice hand. Well played.
Your Ontario.
And I'll be passing on the mic to the Ontario Volleyball Association Executive Director Steve Carroll for the prize presentations to our championship team.
That is 2 straight sets, 21-19, 21-19. Now Steve Carroll from the Ontario Volleyball Association will be going out to the court and presenting the winners with their checks. You can stay with us now as you can see these. Now, Everett, where do you cash such a big check?
I don't know, actually.
It's not really something that, like, for me, I rarely get checks. When I do, I deposit them into the ATM because you can do that, pro tip. But I don't really know, like, what I would do with something like that. There's the Czech, and there's Steve Carroll. And I'm just gonna move a little bit out of the way as
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, my name is Steve Carroll. I'm the Executive Director of the Ontario Volleyball Association. And my pleasure to welcome you to our prize presentation for the men's final. And what a men's final it was. I think you'll agree with me that the level of play was tremendous, and both teams played in spectacular fashion. So congratulations to both finalists. We appreciate your efforts. And before I make the presentation to our winning team, I'd like to thank many individuals who are responsible for the success of this championship. First of all, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Canuck Stuff, Mikasa, and RBC. Thank you for your support. I'd like to thank the volunteers. You saw the ball retrieval and the great job done by our officials and the lines officials. Tremendous job. Thank you very much for all the work you did. I'd like to thank the OVA staff. They've done great work to raise the level of this championship, these provincial championships. Appreciate their efforts. I want to thank Kill On 2 for the live streaming. It was extremely well done. We thank them for their efforts. And I also want to thank Mikey over there with the FunTech system. Thank you, Mikey. Awesome job with looking after the court. And finally, I want to thank you, the fans, for all your support. We had a great turnout today. We appreciate the fan support and hope you enjoyed the men's final. So without any further ado, I'd like to first of all congratulate the second place team of Hinchey and Vandenburg on a well-played final. Congratulations. They just got back from Long Beach where they've had a great result, and they're having a great season, so congratulations to both of them. And that brings us to our winning team, G.O'Gorman, S.Pedlow. They also won the Grand Slam earlier this summer. Congratulations, gentlemen, well done. Ontario men's champions. Awesome. Great job.
We just want to say thanks to Hinch and Ryan for playing an excellent match. It's always great to battle with those boys every year. Thanks to the OVA for running what, in my memory, is the best provincial championship we've had here in Ontario. Volleyball in Ontario really seems to be taking a step forward with the changes they've made this year, so we just want to say thanks to the OVA. Grant and I would both like to say thanks to our team sponsor, Maui & Sons. I'd also like to thank 2XU, BioSteel, Sport Performance, Mind and Muscle Berry, and Smith Optics.
I'd like to thank Muscle Milk.
Yeah.
Alrighty, a big congratulations to G.O'Gorman and S.Pedlow on their gold medal win. The women's final will be coming up at 4 o'clock Eastern. That is about 13 minutes. Might be going a little later than that, just so that they have enough time to warm up. But we will take a little time out until then, and maybe have some of this pizza that no one has decided to come and claim. So that's on you, folks.